Hey, what's up everybody? This is Steven with another Pixel for Life video tutorial. Now because you viewers are so awesome and you obey every one of my commands, I am required to create this programming tutorial on how to program this theme that we designed. If you're interested in seeing how we made this, be sure to check out those videos. I believe we have a playlist in our profile, so be sure to check that out. So to start off, what I want to do is create hover states for these two buttons right here, the learn and the directions. So to do that, it's very simple. All I'm going to do is duplicate this background layer, double click it, go to gradient overlay, change this to reflected, and then click on reverse, change this to black to transparent, and then slide this over, just so it's on the edges, and then lower the opacity to something like 50 or so, maybe 45. Alright, so when you have that, and do the same thing for the red button as well. Hold down Alt and click this FX and drag it to here, and we got the exact same effect. So now when we have that, we are going to want to create a tall image that is exactly as wide as this button, but 4 times as high or 3 times as high, because we are going to have all 4 states for both of these buttons. So it's going to be normal, and then the hover for the red, then the normal green, and then the hover for the green. So you can click Control N, and for me the width is 226 and the height I believe is 168. Click OK, and then double click and delete this background because our background is going to be transparent. Alrighty, so let's drag this to the side so I have some room. Go over to here and click on directions button, drag it in, or actually let's delete that. We're going to hold down shift and drag it in, and that should center it. Bring it down to the we're gonna have it in the middle. Well, let's bring it to the bottom. Duplicate it by holding Alt and Shift, and bring it up. Make sure it's directly at the top. And then for this bottom one, we're going to delete this top layer right here. Perfect. Alright, so let's do the same thing for the green. I'm gonna hold down Shift, drag it in, and then slide it over one pixel because it doesn't like to line up for some reason. So again, I'm going to duplicate it and then delete the hover state. Perfect. Let's go ahead and save that with Command Shift, I don't know what this is, Command Alt Shift S, or File, Save for Web and Devices. Make sure you are set to PNG and then save it. Let's create a new folder called Images, and we will call this Blue Button. That works. Save it, and then we can close out of this. Don't save that. Alright, so now that we have that, we want to grab this logo up here, and then we're going to want to grab these as well, and then the gray background, the blue background, and this logo here. So there's quite a few things, so let's get going. So for the navigation bar, we want to click here, copy that, make a new layer, and let's just make this a strange width, like 50, 50. Again, we're going to unlock that background, drag this to here, delete the background, image, trim, make sure you have all of the trim away the top, left, right, and bottom. Command Shift S and save it as top logo. Perfect. Alright, so now let's grab this gray background here. I'm going to grab my crop tool, try and drag out a selection, zoom in and make sure we don't have any of this, the thin lines at the top. So just make this really small. We don't need it too big, and it doesn't have to go exactly to the bottom. So when you have that, we can save that as gray BG. Let's do the same for this blue as well. Zoom in, make sure everything is good. Perfect. Scale it in so it's smaller. Save that as blue BG. I'm working kind of fast because this is a pretty slow and boring to watch. So let's zoom in over to here. And we're going to want to get this logo, but as you can see, the glow for it goes out pretty far, and I want to bring that in quite a bit, so it's just kind of around this image. It's not going to look as nice, but it will be easier to code. So let's find out where that is. Middle image. Let's add a layer mask to it. Hold down Command and click this background, selection inverse, and fill it with black, so then nothing outside this box is showing. Then you can grab your eraser tool or your paintbrush with black, and we are going to erase. Let's make it bigger so it kind of fades out better. Alright, very cool. We're going to leave it at that for now. Let's zoom into here. On this logo right here, the Twitter, right next to the live Twitter. And these speech boxes, that's all going to be HTML5, I believe, with the rounded corners and the shape. I'll have to figure out how to do. So for this Twitter, we're going to grab this logo, Command C, and then make a new one. Let's do it 50 by 50. And let's drag it into there. Erase the background, image, trim, and we will call this Twitter logo. Then let's do these icons over here. Let's find where those are located. Content, then right here. Perfect. Alright, so we are going to let's grab that, Command C, and then let's try 35 by 35. Let's make it a square. So then all of these are going to be the same. So you can grab all of these and then drag them into here, and then do this center and center, so they're all in the center there. Double click and delete that background. Then we can turn on just the couch, do the save, and we'll call this icon underscore couch. Turn that off, and then we'll call this icon underscore barrier. And then camera. Case, just going to keep it short instead of briefcase, and then target. Perfect. Alright, so then the last step is going to be saving out that big logo over here. So let's find out where that's located. Again, blue area, logo, and we're going to select that, go to image, or actually hold down Alt, click that, image, trim, do the exact same thing like we were doing. Let's select this, and then let's erase, let's erase out here a little bit. Then do image trim again. Alright, it's not erasing it. We'll just leave it as is. And then we're going to save this with no background. Save, and we will call this blue or large logo. Save it as that. Let's undo everything, go back to the normal state, unhide everything. Let's see, there's a view. I thought there was an unhide all. I can't find it. But anyhow, that is all the images that we need. And in the next tutorial, we are going to start programming it. So open up your favorite HTML editor, Notepad, whatever you use, and we'll get started soon enough. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.